Officers responded to a report of a person screaming. When they arrived on Bells Mill Road,
He woke up that morning like any other day, put on his uniform, stepped outside his home. But by sunrise, Jordan Baxter was dead, shot once in the back of the head. No warning, no struggle, just silence. And when police arrived, they didn't find signs of a robbery. They didn't find an enemy at the gate. They found his wife. What would drive a woman to kill the man she married? What happened behind closed doors that no one saw coming? This is the story of Jordan Baxter, a husband, a father, a man whose final moment came from someone he trusted most, and the secret life that shattered everything. On the morning of March 19th, 2025, police were called to the 1000 block of West Hunting Park Avenue in North Philadelphia. It was just after dawn, the sun barely rising over the rooftops, when officers arrived to find the lifeless body of Jordan Baxter lying outside his home. The scene was harrowing. Baxter had suffered a single gunshot wound to the back of his head. Emergency responders confirmed he was dead at the scene. He was just 38 years old. To the outside world, Jordan appeared to be a hard-working man, a dependable employee of SEPTA, a father of 3 children, a family man. But beneath that exterior, something darker was festering, something that would erupt in violence and send shockwaves throughout the city. Just one day after his body was discovered, authorities made an arrest. The suspect was not a stranger, not a random intruder, or a street criminal. The suspect was Danielle Baxter, his wife, 39 years old, a woman whom Jordan had once trusted with his heart, his home, and his future. Danielle Baxter was taken into custody and charged with murder, abuse of a corpse, and possession of an instrument of crime. The charges, though shocking, were just the beginning of what prosecutors say is a deeply troubling and calculated act of betrayal. In the days leading up to the shooting, Danielle had taken to social media. In a post that would later become central to the investigation, she claimed that women were plotting to destroy her marriage. The message was cryptic, yet emotionally charged. It spoke of jealousy, betrayal, and a woman scorned. While she did not name anyone directly, her words hinted at turmoil behind closed doors. Words that, in hindsight, painted a grim picture of what was to come. According to investigators, the fatal shot was not an accident. It was not a struggle gone wrong. Police believe the act was intentional, executed in cold blood. They alleged Danielle shot Jordan from behind. A single bullet to the head. The kind of kill shot that offers no chance of survival. Following the shooting, authorities say Danielle did not call for help, did not attempt to revive her husband. Instead, she left him outside the home, his body lying exposed on the concrete, while she returned inside. The decision not to alert emergency services was a key factor in the abuse of a corpse charge, prosecutors explained. Neighbors expressed disbelief. Many said the couple appeared close, that Jordan was often seen playing with his children, working on his car, or heading to work in his SEPTA uniform. He had a quiet, steady presence, one that did not hint at any ongoing domestic strife. But now, many are asking, what went wrong? What led to this violent end? The district attorney's office has remained tight-lipped about the exact motive, citing the ongoing investigation. But sources close to the case say there were signs of escalating tension between the couple. Arguments, disagreements over finances, suspicions of infidelity. It is believed that Danielle may have been convinced that her husband was seeing someone else. That belief, investigators suggest, may have been enough to spark a deadly rage. Detectives recovered the weapon believed to have been used in the killing, a handgun legally registered to Danielle Baxter. Ballistics confirmed it was the same firearm used in Jordan's shooting. During her initial court appearance, Danielle showed little emotion. Standing before the judge, she answered questions in a calm, even voice. She did not enter a plea at the time. Her defense attorney declined to comment on the specifics of the case, but indicated they intend to explore all possible avenues, including Danielle's mental health and state of mind at the time of the incident. The community response has been one of heartbreak and confusion. A GoFundMe campaign was quickly launched by friends and family to raise funds for Jordan's funeral expenses and to support the couple's 3 children. The children, now left without their father and with their mother behind bars, are being cared for by relatives. The campaign describes Jordan as a loving father, a man who worked hard to provide for his family, a man who never imagined his life would end this way. In less than 48 hours, the fundraiser exceeded its initial goal, drawing support from co-workers, neighbors, and strangers moved by the tragic story. SEPTA issued a statement shortly after Jordan's death. "We are deeply saddened by the loss of one of our own," it read. "Jordan Baxter was a valued member of our team. Our thoughts are with his family and loved ones during this difficult time." Court documents reveal that this was not the first time police had been called to the Baxter residence. There were previous reports of domestic disturbances, though no arrests were made. In one instance, a neighbor reported shouting and loud banging late into the night. Officers responded, but both parties declined to press charges. These incidents, now seen in a new light, are raising questions about whether more could have been done, whether there were warning signs that were missed, whether intervention might have prevented this outcome. The couple's social media accounts have since been taken down, but screenshots of Danielle's final posts continue to circulate online. In them, she speaks of betrayal, of people trying to break her, of demons haunting her marriage. For many, the posts read like a cry for help. For others, they read like a warning. As the case heads to trial, prosecutors are expected to present a narrative of premeditated murder, of a woman driven by anger, jealousy, and fear. The defense, sources say, may argue that Danielle suffered from untreated mental illness, that her actions, though violent, were the result of psychological torment. Legal analysts say the outcome of the trial may hinge on whether prosecutors can prove that Danielle intended to kill her husband, that the shooting was not a crime of passion, but a calculated act. The location of the wound, the back of the head, is a critical piece of evidence, suggesting Jordan may not have even seen it coming. Meanwhile, the children are left to grapple with a future that looks nothing like the one they knew. With their father gone and their mother in jail, their world has been turned upside down. Family members have asked for privacy as they work to shield the children from the public eye and the painful details of their father's death. In the weeks since the murder, community leaders have used the tragedy to highlight the issue of domestic violence. They are calling for more resources, better support systems, and early intervention in households showing signs of distress. Jordan Baxter's funeral was held quietly, surrounded by family and close friends. There were no cameras, no press, just a somber goodbye to a man whose life ended far too soon. He was remembered for his quiet strength, his love for his children, and the smile he wore even after long shifts at work. As for Danielle Baxter, she remains in custody at a Philadelphia detention center. No bail has been granted. A preliminary hearing is scheduled for later this month, where prosecutors are expected to lay out more evidence and potentially provide new insight into the events that led to Jordan's death. This is a developing story, one that continues to stir emotions and raise questions. How did a marriage built on trust end in bloodshed? How did love turn to violence? And what does justice look like for a family torn apart? Only time and the courts will tell. This has been tonight's special report. We will continue to follow this case and bring you updates as they become available.